Hey everybody, welcome to the Faith and Fandom Feedback Friday podcast. Hope y'all are doing well. This is my first time ever doing this in the afternoon. I just legitimately tried to care more about my health and well-being than getting this out at a certain hour. So, thanks for joining with me. Hey Dot. Um, yeah, I had to DJ a golf tournament, not at like 6 a.m., and there was just no real practical way I was gonna make this happen and actually be a responsible adult. And that's with me being irresponsible in my responsibility because I was also supposed to be doing photos at a graduation today that didn't fully happen. So it is what it is. Like there's other people that did it and I'm sure it turned out great, but I hate missing things. Um, your break is now. That's good, Dot. Oh yeah. But hope you're doing good. Lots of news to cover. We'll do our roll for initiative Bible reading too. And then at some point tonight, I'm going to go watch Mortal Kombat. Um, yeah, it's been it's been a day and a week and some years all sprinkled in there. I also have some health updates, some book updates, and all the things. So we'll jump into that. Thanks for joining with us, and I hope it's a good time. It looks darker now. Trying to get the lighting right. Um, but yeah. So let's jump into some news, and I'm gonna cover a little bit of news from the last 2 weeks, just because some of my notes were from 2 weeks ago. Some of them are from this week, but oh, we'll get there. Oh man, I'm just tired. Everything hurts. But yeah, so 22 monks were arrested in an airport in Sri Lanka after officials discovered 110 kilograms, which is 242 pounds for y'all that don't believe in the metric system, of weed concealed in their luggage. So 22 monks tried to smuggle in 242 pounds of weed from an airport in Sri Lanka. And, that didn't go well for them. Um, I'm just imagining the cover stories. Uh, on, again, I told you this is from 2 weeks worth of news. Um, a stage event happened on April 26th that is not on my bingo card, and I'm honestly really sad I missed it. Hootie and the Blowfish um, joined up with Public Enemy for a performance at the Stagecoach Festival, where Hootie and the Blowfish was performing, and then they brought out Public Enemy to perform Fight the Power and For What It's Worth and He's Got Game. So Public Enemy, Hootie and the Blowfish, Darius made the statement with everything that's going on in the world these days. I think it's a good time and place for these songs, which is, I agree. So that's pretty great just to see Chuck D, Flava Flav, and Darius all on stage rocking it out. Hulu is breaking into an awkward world of reality television. Hulu is launching a Christian college dating show called uh, Ring by Spring Break, uh, where they drop single Christian college kids in a steamy spring break in Cabo, where finding the one is their dream and a deadline. Uh, this show is a pun based on a real thing in Christian or Bible colleges, where you go to Bible college specifically to find your spouse. And as a Bible college uh, graduate, I can say this is a real thing. Santana, hi. Um, but Ring by Spring Break will be a Christian dating show on Hulu, specifically targeted towards kids on spring break. But that used to be a thing. When you would go to Bible college as a freshman in Bible college, you were looking for a spouse, and they would always make jokes that you'll have a ring by spring. Because, again, I can only speak from my timeline of like the 90s and the early 2000s, where uh, that was legitimate a thing where women would go to Bible college, even if they're like with no real intention of anything else but finding their husband or finding their spouse. Because women that wanted to be a pastor's wife, no better place to go than Bible college. Or just Christian men who were looking for spouses. That was a super thing. You would go to Bible college, and it was your best scenario because it was a 4 year long Christian dating mingle thing. But Hulu is taking that concept and running with it as a reality TV show and trying to put these young folk in compromising scenarios. I don't think I'll watch it. I don't think it's a good life choice, but it is what it is. It's happening whether I like it or not. Um, if you are aware of the North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro, North Carolina, is the largest geographic zoo on the northern hemisphere, western hemisphere, one of the hemispheres. The Asheboro Zoo is one of the largest zoos in the world. Put it that way, geographically, it covers a lot of ground. And they increased it even more by adding an Asia continent. Um, Over the last few years, they've been building Asia, but they're at a standstill. They can't open Asia up because the state budget is kind of locked and they can't hire people. So they've spent all these time and years building this Asia continent for the North Carolina Zoo, and now they can't open it because they can't get the budget to hire folks. So hopefully at some point soon, we're going to get to go to the Asia portion of the zoo, but who knows? If you are familiar with Felicia Day and the internet, um, a decade or two ago, somewhere in that mix, Felicia Day ran an original TV series based on the World of Warcraft called The Guild, which was a little sitcom about some awkward people who couldn't be social in real life, but they could be warriors on Warcraft. And the Guild ran for several seasons. It had music videos and comic books. Um, and now there is a movie coming of the Guild, and there's a Kickstarter included in the process. So if you want to be a portion or a part of the Guild movie, you will have the opportunity. So make sure you check that out if you care. What's up, Kelly? Hope you're doing good, bro. How's your eye recovering? How you feeling? How's the dog? How's gang? How are tricks? Good talk. I hope you're doing good, bro. Um, in a recent examination, North Carolina found, boy, my twang just twanged out there. North Carolina found 34,000 deceased voters on the rolls. As going through voting registrations and rolls, they found 34,000 unalive North Carolinians are still on voter registration rolls. So that's a thing. You thought you were going to see me soon. Why not? Oh, did I miss you already? What's going down? Hey, Jarrett. Um, and a weird twist of things that I don't know that we ever knew we needed, but now might actually be kind of cool. There is a movie moving forward, um, without Quentin Tarantino, but with his blessing. Uh, a while back, there was a comic book crossover of Django Unchained and Zorro. Not One Piece Zorro, like, oh, Antonio Zorro. Um, there was a crossover of Django Unchained and Zorro. And now, for whatever reason, it looks like that's actually going to happen in film. Uh, Matt Wagner is working on a new story. Director hasn't been set, but Tarantino will not do it. Um, but it's being written by the guy who wrote LA Confidential. So if you've ever wanted to see a crossover between Django, um, and Zorro, then that's actually going to happen. Santana says, "You flying tomorrow, but you're going to be in Sanford Sunday." Yeah. Okay. Man, I hope your mom would not be peeping that deep, but I feel you. Um, well, shoot. I'm still glad you're at least on this side of the country, and I'm sending love wherever you're at. Um, if Shantia or somebody is going to be meeting up with you, I've got Pokemon cards for Jeremiah. So, I haven't shipped them just because I suck. Hey, Stephanie. Hope you're doing good, girl. But Santana, let me know, and I'll put some Pokemon cards together for Jeremiah. I've got them in boxes. It's just those things are heavy and they cost a lot to ship. Um, but yeah. Let's see. The Guild movie is officially doing a Kickstarter. Um, there is a Christian rapper, um, who has officially been banned from all the strip clubs in Atlanta, which is a super real thing. Um, there is a Christian rapper who was part of the protests of the NBA's joint uh project with if you remember a while back, I kind of reported that the NBA was having a strip club night with the Atlanta, and there's a famous adult club in Atlanta, and they were partnering with them. All the shirts were going to have, so maybe it was Magic City, something like, I don't remember what it was. It's somewhere in the notes, but they were going to do that, and the NBA had ran with it, but then people started protesting the idea of every kid in an NBA game getting a shirt with a strip club on it. And so like it got protested, but one of the main vocal people calling people to protest and calling light to the situation was a Christian rapper. It's nobody you've heard of. Um, but uh, he started getting hate from the strip clubs, so he released a song uh, calling out all the strip clubs, specifically in Atlanta, but across the board. Um, yes, this is Feedback Friday late. I had to DJ a golf tournament this morning, and so yeah, we're just getting started late. But because of that, he has officially been banned. Like his pictures in the window of all the clubs saying that he's not allowed, and he couldn't be prouder. So if you're interested in looking him up, he's nobody I've ever heard of, but I can get you information on that. Uh, a fire broke out at south of the border. If you're familiar with my area or if you've ever traveled down 95, you've been to south of the border, the land of Pedro and magical things. Um, but a giant fire broke out in south of the border a few weeks back, or about a week ago. Uh, there was damage done, but it was the fire broke out at the taco restaurant. I believe it's Burrito Loco that is at the uh, south of the border. They did contain a lot of it, but there was still a good amount of damage done. Um, mention that. Roman Reigns this past uh event, whatever took place, it might have been the WrestleMania match, I believe. But Roman Reigns got his first ever 5-star rating in a match against a match he did with CM Punk. Roman's been wrestling longer than I've been paying attention because I've only been watching about 3 years at this point in my adult life. But Roman got his first ever 5-star match. There are rating systems where people who rate wrestling matches, that's a real thing. And Roman got his first ever 5-star match in his match against CM Punk. I covered this on the Pull List podcast, but There's a writer for DC Comics and Marvel Comics named Dennis Camp. He was facing backlash over the course the White House Correspondents' Dinner thing, where there was an attempted shooting at Trump. Um, the Marvel slash DC writer posted immediately after the shooting happened, missed again. Now, this was brought up a sense of controversy because nobody did anything about this one. But a DC and Marvel writer was fired for making really hateful comments when Charlie Kirk was shot. And people are saying it's a double standard by this person not losing their job and all these things. And so, yeah, if you're a comic book reader, this is the dude who's writing Absolute Martian Manhunter. Um, Japan cracked down on a lot of anime pirating sites. Nine Anime has permanently shut down, which other major piracy sites, apparently there were a network of six major piracy sites to steal or to watch anime illegally. And a lot of them have been shut down. Listen, it's just a personal thing, and I'll say it again. I believe if something's good, it's worth supporting. It's okay to pay for anime. You can get a Crunchyroll subscription. You don't have to steal it. Um, a sober living home is opening up in Fayetteville, downtown Fayetteville, um, on Rollingwood Circle. It's a home that is being opened up specifically to help people with substance abuse and recovery issues to have a safe place to to grow and to heal and do like things like that nature. But people in the area are protesting and complaining that they don't want to invite addicts into their area. Um, I hate that that's our heart. I hate that that's where we go when we see people trying to help and trying to do good things. Um, a while back, upper class folks in my town mailed out protest letters for not wanting the um, homeless shelter to be near the library. And I get it. I get the logistical issues, but like I think at a point, if people are already that low in where they are in life, they don't need you to put them lower. So stop. Um, let's see. I'm gonna skip that one. Skip that one. Uh, White Lotus season four has already took a major L, and the fact that the star of White Lotus season four, Helena Bonham Carter, you know, uh, Bellatrix Strange, has officially departed the series. And she stated the character which Mike White created did not align once on set. So the character she signed on to play did not actually end up who she was going to be playing, and so she left. That might be good for us, that might be bad for us, but either way, I'm sad Helena Bonham Carter left. Um, Over the last 2 weeks, there has been a growing trend of teenagers live streaming speed runs of Scientology facilities, where a gaggle of teenagers in masks will all put their phones on record, break into a Scientology facility, and run through it and record everything they can so they can compile videos. Um, and it's gotten pretty crazy in the process of doing all this. They are one of the most secretive organizations, and it's putting more of a spotlight on their secrecy in this way. I hope you have a great night at work, Doc. Um, Donnie Yen, famous martial artist, has officially begun filming a John Wick spin-off movie called Kane. If you are familiar with maybe John Wick 4, you met him in John Wick 4, but he's getting his own movie. A vice principal went viral in a good way and then went viral in a bad way for praying over all of his school when nobody was there. A video from security cameras was posted online, and I don't know if it was posted originally by the principal or if it was posted by someone in the office or whatever. I don't know who originally posted it, but this principal was going to every door, praying over every classroom, uh, talking and praying over all the kids in the rosters, and just praying for them when school wasn't in session. Not while kids were in there, nothing like that. And some people were like, "Oh, that's great," and then people were now wanting him fired for doing this, and uh, yeah, it's turned into a whole mess of that nature. A 26-year-old man has been arrested in Singapore for leaking the Legend of Aang: The Last Airbender movie. Um, he is facing years in jail and large sums of fines with that. I think I covered that one. The president of Cornell University is involved in a parking lot confrontation where students who were swarming the president over shutting down their right to free speech. And so they swarmed his car. And so the president literally bumped his car into students and ran over one student's foot. And the president is claiming it was in self-defense. There's lots of video footage of it. It's a bad look to run over your students' feet. If you're a fan of the TV series Yellowstone, the new show Dutton Ranch is a follow-up that will premiere next week, May 15th. Um, in a weird, I don't know if you've got to really love Stranger Things or you got to really love Finn Wolfhard, but either way, Finn Wolfhard is going on tour, the Common Side Effects tour, and he will be performing in Charlotte, North Carolina in October. So if you just really love Finn Wolfhard and you want to come see Finn Wolfhard do some music in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's going to be happening with a band called Mousy, Malcy. Uh, a gentleman named Christian Clark was officially found guilty of second-degree murder in Robeson County, where I live, for the murder of Kinsey Scott, a 16-month-old child. Clark was sentenced to 250 to 312-month active sentence, and yeah. Wrestler Chelsea Green had heart surgery this past week. Chelsea has been absent from the wrestling spotlight for a minute, but she had heart surgery. She said after 10 years, doctors finally caught my SVT. I don't actually know what that means. And was she was able to get a heart procedure done. It was a 3-hour procedure, and she's on the mend. Her husband, Matt Cardona, is with her, and glad she's doing well. Uh, Two Broadway plays, The Lost Boys and Schmigadoon, led the 2026 Tony Award nominations, with each of them getting 12 nominations um, for the most shows nominated this year for the Tonys. Uh, if you are a fan of gossip videos or celebrity news, anything like that, there is a correspondent, air quotes, named Perez Hilton. He's always into celebrity gossip and things like that. Perez got really sick recently, and during the last couple weeks, started reading his Bible and actually started pursuing faith and seeking after God and being amazed by how God moves. And it's just kind of been this crazy story to watch. And Perez started sharing Rend Collective music, and which Rend Collective didn't have on their bingo card either. But uh, it's just kind of listen, God will move whether you expect him to or not sometimes. And so if you are interested in his stuff, if you look on his page, you'll find a lot of his testimony of what God's been doing in his life. Also, he's been yapping about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni trial and the fact that the trial is officially over. They have reached a settlement. And Blake Lively has been declaring that this is a bold victory for her. I don't feel like it looks like that way objectively looking at how things went. But she does plan to pursue civil litigation outside of legal stuff. But the legal trial was dropped, but civil might go forward. Nick Jonas and Brandon Lake were in Charlotte last Friday to perform a brand new single that they released together called The Author. So if you are a fan of Nick Jonas or a fan of Brandon Lake and worship or pop culture or anything like that, there's a new song with Nick Jonas and Brandon Lake called The Author, and you should check that out. Greta Gerwig, the young woman, she's younger than me, I think. Yes. The young woman who is making the Narnia movies for Netflix. She also made the Barbie movie. Uh, has officially announced that The Magician's Nephew, the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, one of the few stories that have never been made into a live action film on a broad scale, The Magician's Nephew will hit theaters February 12th, 2027, which is my daughter's birthday. She'll be 19. That's ridiculous. It will spend 45 days in theaters before heading to Netflix. It was originally going to premiere at Christmas, and I don't know why they don't, but they're not. So Greta Gerwig's Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, will drop around Valentine's Day, be in theaters for 45 days, and then head to Netflix. Um, yeah, starring Daniel Craig is in it. Meryl Streep is in it. Carey Mulligan is in it. Emma McKay. There's a few others. Yep, it'll be on Netflix on April 2nd. So they're going to time it that it hits theaters around Valentine's Day and hits Netflix around Easter. Way to go, guys. Just cover all the holidays. I like it. Santana has love for the author. Good. Um, a business traveler in San Francisco found himself surprisingly inconvenienced when his Waymo, like automatic car driver without a driver type car, drove away with all of his luggage. Um, and he had no way to flag them down or contact them because it was an automatic car and there was no driver. Waymo offered um, to give him two free rides to collect his stuff to get him taken to where his stuff was and taken back, or that he could pay to have the items shipped to him. Y'all be tripping. Want so much more than that. A Chick-fil-A worker is officially accused of stealing $80,000 from Chick-fil-A by ordering mac and cheese. He found a way to order large amounts of mac and cheese and then refund it into his account. So yeah, dude ordered 80 grand worth of mac and cheese and deposited it back in his account. And yeah, his mugshot's in his Chick-fil-A polo. Um, five ordinary people just like you and me are suing Paramount and Warner Brothers um to stop them from joining together. So that's a thing. Uh Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the New Day from the WWE, have officially left the WWE. WWE tried to restructure their contracts and lower their salaries, and they walked. This is in the midst of a bunch of other WWE layoffs, but that happened. If you are a fan of Pokemon Go, then you might be aware. Um, Cassidy said, "I said, why would he do special items like giant trays? I feel like the that's a flag to point out what he's going to do. Yeah, it is a flag. Um, but if you're a fan of Pokemon Go, you're aware that this year is the 10th anniversary of Pokemon Go. July 6th will be 10 years. And Target is partnering with Pokemon Go for the 10th anniversary to have official Pokemon Go merch in the store. So the hoodies that were first available in the store, like in Pokemon Go for your character to wear that look like Charmander or Bulbasaur or Squirtle, you can buy those physical hoodies in Target for this anniversary. You can also buy gift cards that are worth Pokemon Go coins. That will be available during the 10th anniversary of Pokemon Go at Target as we're heading into that season. You can also buy Pokemon Go merch on the app now for the anniversary, but they are pretty much sold out of everything. While I've been away, Spirit Airlines closed down too, and someone on TikTok raised $23 million to try and buy it. So we'll see how that plays out. Doot and doot and do. Um, A recent study found that one third of websites created since Chat GPT's introduction in 2022 have been generated. So, summarize, one third of the websites that have been made in the last 4 years have been made by AI. Um, there is a video of two middle school students saving their entire busload of classmates and their bus driver while in motion on the road. Um, a bus driver had an asthma attack that caused them to lose consciousness, and a tag team of a little boy and a little girl jumped up to not only stop the bus safely and get the kids to safety, but to also give the bus driver the medication they needed to save their life. The bus driver's name was Leah Taylor. She lost consciousness due to her asthma attack, and this all took place in Hancock County School District. So congratulations to kids for being literal heroes. One of the best animated superhero stories in a while, My Adventures with Superman, which is an anime style telling of Superman's story on HBO Max. Season 3 will officially be dropping on June 13th. And can't wait for that. A new movie about Daniel is coming to theaters in September. Daniel, the Fiery Furnace, featuring the actor who played Aladdin in the Aladdin live action movie. Um, yeah, that's coming to theaters on September 11th. It'll be about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but Daniel will be in it. Um, Jerry Conway, a legendary comic book creator, writer, artist, has passed away. Sad over that. There was a record-breaking tiramisu that was created um, that set new records using 50,000 ladyfinger biscuits and more than 3,000 eggs. Y'all, eggs are expensive, and they used 3,000 eggs on this one tiramisu. It better have been good. It looked good, but it better have been good. That's 3,000 eggs, y'all. That's like 4 cars. Um, but yeah. A man named Stephen Adhiamambo has been sentenced to 18 months in prison um, as for disorderly conduct as he tried to hitch a ride on a helicopter to get away from a area that he didn't like living. So there's a thing he literally just grabbed on and hung on. The creator of He-Man, Roger Sweet, has died at the age of 91. Oh, this week, today, in fact, the Trump administration officially released a long-awaited UFO files, publishing a batch of previously unseen videos, photos, and records tied to unidentified uh, anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, WAPs. Uh, Hundreds of files were uploaded, including one that looked like a video of a eight-starred something in the sky and photos taken by one of the NASA rockets that literally passed by something in the sky. So these are public record. You can look these files up now if you want to see UFO videos. USA is going to revoke passports of parents owing more than $2,500 in child support. Uh, so if you aren't paying your child support, you're not going anywhere. If you remember a couple weeks ago, President Trump uh, caught heat for sharing an AI generated photo of himself as Jesus and then later declared as a Red Cross worker. Um, Now, for May the 4th, President Trump tweeted out a photo of himself or the White House. Yeah, uh, the White House in Twitter officially posted a photo of President Trump as the Mandalorian holding an American flag with baby Grogu at his side. Um, and it said that in a galaxy that demands strength, America stands ready. This is the way. May the fourth be with you. Of course, Lucasfilm, Disney, and everybody and their mama was not happy about that. Cassidy says, "Tell us about aliens, but don't protect our children." Love it. A lot of distractions, distractions, people. Yep. Um, yeah. So that happened. Let's see. Over 170 contestants competed in a power nap contest in South Korea. Uh, this is a super real thing where they hooked you up to monitors to measure your sleep, had a big open field. You could use ear stuff and eye masks, and whoever could nap the hardest and the longest won a large prize. This was to draw attention to the fact that data shows that South Korea is one of the most overworked and sleep deprived nations in the world, and that they were promoting naps and well-being. So that's totally a thing. Mom Donnie is the first New York mayor to ever ride the entire 40-mile route of the five borough bike tour. 32,000 cyclists did it this year, and he was the first mayor to ever do it. The Academy, like the Academy Awards Academy, has officially banned AI from ever winning an Oscar. So they went ahead and preemptively did that. AI is ineligible and will remain ineligible uh, to win win an award ever. Mark, what's up, homie? Praying for you last night, dude. Um, let's see. Uh, Three American warships um intercepted Iranian attacks in the Strait of Hormuz on Thursday night. Um, as tensions are still going on with Iran with there. Um, I'm gonna tell you this now, Mark, since you're here. Uh, Need to Sam or me or whoever needs to do an exit interview with you and Caitlin. Sorry, took too long. Um, there, if you weren't aware, the what is it? The Hinata, the I said Hinata like Naruto. The hantavirus or hantavirus outbreak that took place across a cruise ship. Um, After 30 cruise passengers disembarked is starting to spread globally. They're trying to keep that all caught up and do that. But yeah, cruise ships have their own special level of germs and danger, and this is one of those times where it broke out super real. Um, let's see what else. Also, 28 people were arrested that worked on a Disney cruise ship for being solicitors, purveyors, and providers of child pornography. The cruise ship was arrested and they walked out 28 people that worked on the cruise ship from it. It's kind of nuts. 21 Pilots is giving away free yard signs for people that live in Columbus, Ohio, which is where the band is from. And these signs simply say "from here," but have the 21 Pilots logo on it and have the "O" and "from here" there. Cassidy says apparently one of the people is in Brunswick, Georgia. Yikes. Um, I'll be in Brunswick, Georgia after the summer, but yikes. But apparently, they're giving anybody that's a 21 Pilots fan in Columbus, Ohio, signs to put up in their yard. It'll probably be something to do with a video. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. If you are a fan of Resident Evil and you own Resident Evil Requiem, a new free DLC is officially dropped called, hold on, let me say it right. Leon Must Die Forever. Um, has 20 stages of increasing difficulty and extra stuff. So if you are a Resident Evil fan, you got new free DLC for Resident Evil 9 if you enjoy your life being harder than it already is, because that's a real thing. Um, Cassie says this is why we don't go on Disney cruises. I'm gonna tell you what, I went on a Disney cruise in 2013 and it was wonderful, but people be peopling. A hip hop high school is officially opening um, in the Bronx. It will start off with 115 ninth graders, and it will be a music focused school that teaches DJing, MCing, breaking, graffiti, audio production, digital media, and even financial literacy. Um, and it will focus on creating hip hop as a lasting revenue and cultural significance. So this school will be opening in the Bronx, coming up in the fall. Nintendo has announced a Star Fox remake for the Switch 2, which will drop on June 25th. Doo-doo-doo. Disney partnered with Make-A-Wish to grant 40 kids a full-scale Avengers event for their wish, for their Make-A-Wish. They got all the kids to Avengers park in California and had a full Marvel level cast perform an Avengers event for these 40 Make-A-Wish kids, which is pretty great. Actress, boy, I'm gonna kill her name. Koryanka Kilcher is suing James Cameron for saying that she is the source behind the Natiri production sketch, and that James Cameron modeled all of the blue folk after her, and she's suing. A new animated version of Ghostbusters will be coming to Netflix in the near future. Um, yeah, I'm not asking that question, Cassidy. Um, and Dan Aykroyd is going to executive produce it. HBO, who is making the new Harry Potter series, has been forced to microchip all of the props on set to keep people from stealing spell books and wands and robes and brooms and snitches and all these things. Almost every prop on set has officially been microchipped to stop theft of the props. If you are a fan of Paranormal Activity, the movies, they were making a video game and now they're not. You can be sad. On video games you can be excited about, there's a new video game out called Mixtape, which has got a perfect 10 out of 10. And if you love music, the 80s, the 90s, or being young, you might enjoy Mixtape. It was announced earlier this week that GameStop was trying to buy eBay for 60 or for $56 billion. Um, uh, I know you didn't need me to, Cassidy, but still, I'm like, I almost did. I'm like, oh no, don't say that. But Net or eBay was trying to be sold to GameStop for $56 billion, but GameStop was trying to make a lot of the money that they were selling or buying eBay with on eBay. And so they suspended the eBay account of the GameStop company and CEO. So wacky, wacky stuff. If you are not a fan of things being put on your computer without your permission, uh, Google has officially put an AI bot uh in your computer that takes up 4 gigs. Four, or sorry, 40 gigs? 40 gigs. Or 4 gigs. Somewhere in there. But it's in a file called weights, like weights. like lifting, weights.bin if you want to search on your computer. And it was in a folder called Opt Guide on Device Model, um, inside Chrome's user data directory. It's in the weights for Gemini Nano, Google's on-device AI model. So if you don't want your computer further installing AI to deal with you, uh, it's there. You should check it out. An Amazon truck overturned yesterday in Lumberton, North Carolina on Carthage Road. So if your package is late, that's why. Um, covered that. Uh, Panera's doing weird things. Just throwing this out there. They've started doing these things called salad stuffers, where they take their French bread, the loaf of bread, the big loaf, hollow it out, and stuff a salad into it. I just feel like that's a mess. That's like a crunchy burrito with just weird salad in it. I don't know. I don't, guys, the dressing, I don't know. I feel like that's a bad life choice. Don't do that. But they're doing it. Salad stuffers. Um, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. That's it for our news. We're all the way back into the last thing, I think. Yep, that's it. Cool. Yes. Baby, make sure I'm right. I think I am. Yes, I there covered that. All right, so let's hit our roll for initiative Bible reading. This has been a day, and I'll take some time off. All right, so we are going to roll a rock, paper, scissors dice to see what we're reading. I've got details on a new book and some stuff coming out too, and I'll tell you in a minute. All right, so we're going to do hand for the whole Bible, scissors for the New Testament, and rock for the Old Testament. So let's see what we're doing. Whole Bible, which means we need 3d20 and a d10. 3d20 and a d10. I got one d20 somewhere. I thought I had one. There it is. All right. 2d20, 3d20. Now we need a d10. You got one of you in here? You a d10? You're d8. You're a d10? Yes, you're a d10. All right. Look at this pretty stained glass die. I got like that one a lot. All right. So we will roll 3d20 and a d10, and we will subtract 3 from the number. We got 6. We got 6. We got 4. Y'all got worried for a second. And we got 1. That is the lowest roll ever. Oh, no, wait, you're a 7. 7. Okay. So 12, 19, 23, minus 3. We are going to the 20th book of the Bible. That's super Old Testament right there. Oh, I dropped my pen. 20th book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 Proverbs. There's a lot of Proverbs. There's 28 Proverbs. 31, duh. The whole Proverbs 31 woman. I'm a doofus. All right, so we got 31 chapters of Proverbs. So let's roll D20, a D10, and a D4. Yeah. So we'll subtract 2 from this. We got 11. We got 6. And we got 1. 11, 6, and 1. So that's 17, 18. So we're going to 16. Proverbs 16. I'm gonna get my pen. It fell down there pretty good. I chopsticked it with a book because I'm a gangster. Look at this pretty pen my daughter made. Got Snorlax on it. Y'all. So Proverbs 16. Okie dokie. Mm. Oh, I love Proverbs 16, actually. To humans belong. Oh, I should start the book thingy. Hold up. Date 5/8. Book Proverbs, chapter 16. All right. To humans belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer to the tongue. All a person's ways seem pure to them, but motives are weighed by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. The Lord works out everything to its proper end, even the wicked for the day of disaster. The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through fear of the Lord, evil is avoided. When the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's ways, he causes their enemies to make peace with them. Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. That's one of my verses I quote like all the time. Um, the lips of a king speak as an oracle, and his mouth does not betray justice. Honest scales and balance belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making. Kings detest wrongdoing, for the throne is established through righteousness. Kings take pleasure in honest lips. They value the one who speaks what is right. A king's wrath is a messenger of death, but the wise will appease it. When a king's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like rain cloud in the spring. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to get insight than rather than silver. The highway of the upright avoids evil. Those who guard their way preserve their lives. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before the fall. Better to be lowly in spirit along with the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. Whoever gives heed to instructions prospers, and blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. The wise in heart are called discerning. Gracious words promote instruction. Prudence is a foundation of life to the prudent, but folly brings punishment to fools. The heart of the wise make their mouths prudent, and their lips promote instruction. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. There is a way that appears right to their way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. The appetite of laborers works for them, their hunger drives them on. A scoundrel plots evil, and on their lips is like a scorching fire. A perverse person stirs up conflict, and a gossip separates close friends. A violent person entices their neighbor and leads them down a path that is not good. Whoever winks with their eye is plotting perversity. Wink, wink. Um, whoever purses their lips is bent on evil. Uh, Gray hair is a crown of splendor. It is attained in the way of righteousness. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes the city. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. Main passage focus, chunks of wisdom. Wisdom. Who wrote it? Solomon. Who was it written to? It was written to the students of King Solomon. Why was it written? Wisdom. When was it written? Between 970 and 931 BC. Passage location. Um, Jerusalem. All right, symbolism present. There's a lot of symbolism. Like the whole thing is symbolism, really. Um, so I'm gonna leave that one and just gesture over there. Verses that stood out. Man, there's a lot. Verse 9. Um, I'm not, this one's hard to do because, like, literally each one of them, I'd say out of all 33 verses, a good 17 of them were like solid bangers of things to remember and to apply to our lives. But if y'all got one that stood out to you, let me know. Cassidy, Proverbs. I'm sorry. It's Proverbs. Vin Vinay, I'm not normally in the evenings. I had to do a golf tournament at 6 o'clock this morning, and I just could not function at all. But I'll get it uploaded and everything in just a little bit. How can I apply, or what can I learn from this? I mean, there's so much wisdom, but I think a lot of it comes with condition of our heart, our actions versus our motives, and trusting in the Lord. And I think that's how we apply it as well. Uh, pop culture pop culture parallel. I don't know about a pop culture parallel. There's a lot of just good things that you could take an individual one of these and tie it to so many things. Like where's this one? All a person's way seem pure to them, but their motives are weighed by the Lord. Verse 25, there is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. If you watch The Boys, that's Homelander to a T. I'm gonna go with that one. Uh, Proverbs 16:25, Homelander. And memeable verse from this passage that would also kind of work with that one. The I guess this one's memeable too. Proverbs 16:31. I think of Uncle Iroh with this one. Gray hair is a crown of splendor. It is attained in the way of righteousness. Uh, what song would be the best soundtrack? Just because it's in my head, Get Back Right. Um, Lecrae. All right, that's our news and our Bible reading. A little bit of other news for me, and I'm a skedaddle off here. Um, book news first. Um, the fiction book that I've been working on for the last little bit is probably going to be published this weekend by the end of the week, beginning of the week, somewhere in there. It'll probably be on Amazon by the end of the week. Um, but it is a 40 chapter adventure novel that's in a like a fantasy realm situation. It's a party of six people gathering together for the first time to go try and be adventurers, and shenanigans come afoot, missions and honor and tears and love and all the things. Pretty, I'm really not pretty, I'm really proud of this book. I've read it twice and I enjoy it. And I've been marinating on it in my head forever. And I had a friend that read the first 10 chapters sitting in front of me and they laughed out loud a bunch of times, and I'm excited about it. And I feel like it's a pretty great story and it'll be fun to read. So that'll be coming out soon, which means once that's literally printed, I'm starting writing Faith and Phantom 11. Um, just jump right into that. I've been sort of writing it already, but like I actually start typing. And so that's coming. I did get a health update. I had a consult with my surgeon on Monday. Monday, yes. Um, the insurance company is not going to remotely cave to do what he wants to do. So it's just not going to happen the way he wants it to happen. But he's made the plan for what is his second best option. And that looks like he will go in through my throat, um, remove two of my vertebrae, clean up around a third one, put a little springy cage in between the vertebrae, and then put a plate over four of the vertebrae. And it sounds like a lot, and it probably is. It shouldn't greatly affect my range of motion, especially because I don't actually have a neck to begin with, and I just go from head to shoulders. So a lot of that won't be too affected. Um, uh, and it went from possibly up to 5 days in the hospital at first to just maybe 1 to 2. And then it'll be 2 weeks of not doing anything, just kind of chilling and occasionally walking around the house, and then we'll build back up. Because of where my life is and how I have many things I have scheduled, from camps to playing guitar for camps to cons and all these things, I don't have the time based on my current commitments to do this surgery and follow up with it well. The last con that I've got booked is at the end of September, and I am trying to get my surgery scheduled for literally the next day. So if things go according to my plans, and however the Lord wants to follow through with this, I would like to get my surgery done um September 28th, September 27th, somewhere in that bubble. That's if my body can hold out that long. There's a potential that something could go wrong before then, and I had to just call an audible and be like, all right, I'm out, and miss stuff. I'd rather not do that. I'm trying to take care of myself. I'm trying to be good about it and not hurt myself so that that's not the case. So we have a plan. We're working on scheduling. I would also, and this is just me personally being super duper honest with you, I am bigger than I want to be physically right now. So I'd like to lose some weight before I go into the surgery. So I'm trying to exercise in ways that help. But like at the same time, if I do too much, my left arm right now is my biggest uh escalating factor. The more I do, the more tension is in my left arms, the more numbness I feel, the more strength I lose and stuff like that. So I've got to be cautious with how much strain I'm putting on my body. Otherwise, I could lose left arm motor function, which is not what I want. But if I do, I will start cosplaying as Shanks from One Piece. Yes. But that's the plan. Uh survive until September, do all the things, and then get my surgery. So that's the plan. So yeah, we'll read our ooh, I need to thank my Patreon supporters. And I need to send Patreon supporters gifts. So thank y'all for being patient with me on that because I be slow. Um I do be slow. Is that the last notification? Because you got something else for me there. All right. I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters. I'm also going to check your comments because I have to keep refreshing to be able to see it. Okay. I'm gonna take a moment to thank Zach Harris, uh, the Tuckwilers. What's up, homies? Roshan, like the ocean. Ryan Felton. Am I on the right thing? I don't know if I'm on the right thing. I'll fix that better. That's it. I can see a little better. I don't know why this is so funky. Can't see my screen. Oh well, I'm trying. It's not working. But sorry, Zach Tuckweiler, um, Roshan, Ryan Felton, Jessica Luttrell, Jackie Kraft, Kelly Townsend, Alan Wallace, Fab Quack, Rivka and Tristan Birch, Dot Winston, Michelle Stewart, Miss Lynn Turner. Oh, you changed your name in there. That's nice. Darth Paradox slash Gear Saber cosplay. I like it. David Brooks. Um, Darth Paradox. Nice. Um, David Brooks, Jeff Weimer, Jamie Montgomery, the Coleman family, Skip Clark. I'm sorry, my stuff is being so weird. Jonathan Herman, Ron Petit, Gear Saber cosplay. Okay, that's another one. Scott Ward, Alicia Glenn, Jay Shee, Jason Crutchfield, uh, Michelle. Hold on. I don't know what is going on Patreon. Y'all are being the weirdest. I don't mind calling out people's extra names, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, I think we're back on track. Yes. I got freaked out there for a second because there was one of our Patreon supporters passed away, and all of a sudden their name was back in the list, and I'm like, what's happening? Um, Jason Crutchfield, Mike Perna, Zach Harris, Caleb Grimm, Jeanette Skaggs, Jason Bullock, Sarah Lewis, Patrick Gale, Rebecca Godlove, and Adam Davis. Thank y'all for supporting the way that you do. Um, thank you for being as encouraging as you are. I will get two new stickers made this week and stuff sent out. Um, but to send you off with our goodbye verse. 3 John 2, dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. So thank y'all for taking the time to listen. If you are in the Lumberton area, I will be set up at Lumberton Mall tomorrow, 10 to 5, with Faith and Fandom. My daughter will also be there with her little crafty booth, and we'll be there doing that. Um, then the next show will be Heroes Con on June 11th or whatever. So heading that way. My daughter graduates high school on the 22nd. So all the big things. But thank y'all for taking the time to listen. Uh, and I hope to see you all at a con real soon. Have a great day.